some kind of a hit up, and we can't reach everybody by email because we don't have 100% of email addresses. So we're going to have to, we put notifications in Chess Life, but once in a while you want to do something a little above and beyond just to make sure and be able to say this is what we did to let people know.
Okay, but that's optional.
Okay, I believe we're going to have executive board elections every year now.
Soon, yeah, I guess after this,
Yeah.
after next year it starts.
Starting next year.
Yeah.
It's going to be every year.
But my point,
I just want to make a comment what he was saying. A lot of people don't get Chess Life actually. They have memberships that it's online.
They have online
They
memberships.
have online, but like I have, and I actually don't really go online very often to look at it.
I'm not an online person either.
Yeah,
But you
I
get a
actually
TLA newsletter though, right, Jeff?
What's that?
You get a TLA newsletter though, right?
I'm not sure I've ever seen one. I don't think so.
I'm sure you get one, you probably ignore it.
You're
I might
supposed to.
not be, it might not be something.
Everyone gets some sort of publication.
We all know how many,
If I could see
Idaho
one,
has lots
I'd
of tournaments and therefore you peruse it thoroughly, right?
What's that?
Idaho has lots of tournaments and therefore you peruse it thoroughly.
I consider that ready reports.
The negative things. Idaho has a fine chess magazine, and I think that should be recognized by the state.
Well-
Website, right.
Well, how should I quote recognize this? I
But we
haven't,
have the future president of Idaho here.
I know that.
But it is a fine website.
Mike,
The last year that we had state elections for delegates, we spent about somewhere between $4,000 and $5,000 sending ballots to individuals who don't get Chess Life. We received less than 4,000 votes. Do the math.
Yeah, and the other thing too is now with this new system, what we do is the registered voters receive a ballot first class from us. And that's another reason why I think it's fine to once in a while do a cover rap on Chess Life to let people know you need to register.
Whenever we do that, we need to do it in like February.
yeah, that would be the early one, which is probably what you were referring to, was getting
That's for voting for the executive directors or that? For the
executive board.
Executive board.
Executive board.
Yeah.
The executive director is back there.
Yeah.
We don't vote
We
for
don't
him.
vote for him?
No.
He's paid by.
I voted for him.
He's paid by.
Oh,
We're
we're
short for
sure-
it. The
we're sure-
deadline to run for the executive board is December 31st. Then you can vote for it.
Oh, right.
Wait a minute.
Since there's nothing to vote,
I-
no one to
I
vote
will not
for
run
this year,
if I ask.
have any of our members been registering to vote voluntarily, just so to say,
Oh, yeah.
registered voters?
Yeah.
Like how many, Mike? Any idea?
4 or 5 a day.
Well, they have,
Oh, really? Pretty good.
okay.
Well, at that rate.
Now, on the other hand,
That rate,
there is a
take it
provision
up.
in the bylaws that says, if your membership lapses for more than 28 days, we throw you off the rolls. Every month we throw between 50 and 100 people off the voting member list.
So they have to read.
So we're getting about, we're getting 50.
So our pool of registered voters is.
It's staying roughly the same.
Take a hit.
And the whole concept behind it was, we want to send ballots to people who at least care enough to have made some little minute effort to say, yes, I want to vote.
Not necessarily care enough to send the very best, but care enough to at least mail in something.
Or go online and click something.
We're missing thinking about a way to get more people involved so they want to contribute and vote. I don't know what that would be, but
Well-
that's something that ought to be considered by somebody, maybe.
Everybody in the
If you
USCF
vote, you get
under
100
the age of
points.
16 or older is eligible to
I'd
vote.
settle for 20.
All they have to do is let the office know that they are interested and they get a ballot.
Yeah.
How about
In
if you
most
don't
of your
vote, you
home
lose 20
states,
people?
you have to register to vote at some point.
So.
Some of them make it automatic,
Always register.
As long as, yes, as long as you vote, you're registered. Works pretty much the same way here.
Why not, when we have registration of players and so forth at tournaments, you know, especially when the director's taking new memberships in or something, why isn't there a provision where you're asking the person, are you gonna vote in the next election? The guy or gal says yes or no. When the tournament director puts in the membership, he says, yeah, that person said he was gonna vote.
Well, most of the time, we don't use membership forms anymore. Most of the time,
Well, we
we
do
just
it online.
do it in online.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, still, you have an online application, you should better say whether or not you're gonna vote.
And
But I think the
if that could be
individual
put,
has-
if that could be put in as part of the membership form on the USCF website, I don't know if we can do that, Mike.
You could probably do it as part of the membership form on the website. I would be reluctant to have directors do that,
Yeah,
because there is an incentive for them to lie.
right, they'll just say yes. It's a
They'll just say, yes, this person registered to vote.
It's easier for them to say yes than to actually ask.
I registered.
They have to be a voting member by the end of March.
Also,
Registered
also
voting member.
that sets the stage way too
That was
easy
correct,
for
Mayor.
manipulation.
You don't have to
too.
be a member.
If someone running for the board is.
No, if you join on March 31st and register on March 31st, you get to vote.
All right, let's give the floor to Jeff.
I registered to vote. I called USCF, talked to Susan, she got me all set up on how to do it. It's kind of technical, you have to go on. Anyway, I did that so that I could vote, and yet I never knew there was anything to vote for, like when was there ever an election? Like, that's not the whole.
When did you register to vote?
Well, it's been a while ago.
Are we talking years or are we talking months?
Well, we're talking 2011, so sometime in 2011. because
Well, when in 2011?
Probably around August or.
Well, there was no election in
There's no
2012.
election
So
this
there
year.
has been no election.
There has been no election.
This year, welcome to the Thunderdome, there will be an election.
So what my comment wants to do is there a way that USCF can send an email to people? Because I will see emails and I will know that there's something to vote for. I like to vote for things.
You will get a ballot, you will see in Chess Life, either paper version or probably online, candidate statements for the executive board. And if you pay attention to them, and later Bill will be more than happy to send you a first-class envelope with your ballot. There was no ballot this year. We eliminated
That's the end of it.
state voting for the state delegates, who, since that was viewed as an experimental failure.
Well, I was concerned that, here I did it and then I never saw anything.
That's why.
Okay.
Ken, did you have something?
No,
No, I thought you had a hand up. Bill
I
has
did.
a hand up. He has more comments.
One thing I wanted to throw out there kind of for consideration of the committee, just planting some seeds for people to think about. I'm sure it will not be well received, but it's actually a pretty darn good idea. Since we have a registered voter base now, I think we would be a lot better served in not using Chess Life space for the candidate statements. I think we ought to take and put together maybe 2 newsletters from the USCF that goes specifically to the registered, that we mail to the registered voters. Take it out of Chess Life, divorce the politics from Chess Life, quit making the nasty political stuff front page news for our members. You know, just the people that are registered to vote, let's pare it down to that. Still make sure we are a conduit for the candidates to get their message out, you know, and honestly put forward the infrastructure for conducting the elections.
Well,
But why does it have to be in Chess Life? Now,
Okay,
the board members are not gonna like that because they gotta be in Chess Life, but.
yeah, well, okay, I'll make a quick comment, then I'll get a few hands, which are plenty of them up already, so I see. Usually you worry about the dirt in politics. Usually the candidate statements in Chess Life aren't that bad. I would never publish anything on the forum in Chess Life. That would be a really bad idea. if you put candidate statements in Chess Life, that may generate interest in voting. Because they'll see, you're running for the executive board. What does that have to do with me? Oh, I'm allowed to vote, but I have to tell USCF that I want to vote.
But by the time the candidate
By the time
come out,
it's
it's too late to
late.
register.
They can't
Well, I
register.
agree, but if there's going to occur every year, it still might be of some use.
But
Okay,
you'll report on the elections in Chess Life.
all right.
I agree with that. I'm glad you said that. That was, my other comment was that it needs to be in there before, sometime earlier, that they can register or something like that, because otherwise
I
it's
think-
too late
I think
to
that
do that.
that is put in Chess Life.
I think there will be several things in Chess Life, possibly a cover rap, couple email blasts and all that stuff between now and next March, encouraging people to register to vote.
You know, I don't give a hoot if I'm in Chess Life or not, their executive director, but I second that.
So
I'm
there.
I'm
Yeah, we don't care if you're in Chess Life either.
Yeah, you've told me that many times. I'm a major proponent of one man, one vote. There, I've now damned my chances for any future election, so, but the candidate statements in there do send a message to our membership that there is a big political body, you know, a lot of us paying attention to how the organization is run. It's
Some of us. I would not use the word a lot of us.
I'm being polite. I mean, I realize most of the membership has no interest in politics, and a lot of our delegates have no interest in politics. But we do prod our members by putting those candidate statements in there and make them aware that there is this political element to the organization, and every one of them that we can get involved in any way whatsoever benefits the organization. I'm a big believer in that. So,
To be quite honest with
Right.
you, I think some of the candidates
Okay, I think
aren't
that-
necessarily good advertising for that.
I think
well,
there was
you keep letting.
there was a hand up in the back of, Mike, was that your hand up in the back of the room?
You already said what I wanted to say.
Okay. Ken, now you have a hand up.
Yes. I will speak as a member of the Elections Committee, but obviously I do not speak for the Elections Committee. To address Tony's concern, I would note that there is a call for nominations that will appear in Chess Life. In fact, the committee needs to wake up and do something about it fairly quickly, since the deadline for submitting petitions is December 31st. And at least last time in the 2011 election, when the call appeared in 2010, there was also a reminder that members needed to register to vote in that election, along with the call for nominations.
Yeah, it just takes a line or two. You don't have to have a big cover on Chess Life to do it. Jerry, you have something?
Yeah, I think Bill's idea has much merit because, and largely for the reason he just said, a lot of those statements are slightly defamatory, or occasionally they're slightly defamatory or containing just plain falsehoods. The average member doesn't know that those are falsehoods. It is far more likely that the voting members do know that those are falsehoods.
Some of them. Probably only a few delegates who happen to know personally who the candidates are.
Okay?
It's, just, political advertising, you see it, we're inundated with it now. The truth level is probably not too high there.
Yes.
A lot of it is false. Unfortunately, we still allow it because they're paying for it.
But in this case, the organization's paying for it.
One little blurb, yes. You have a short blurb in order to get out, and if you want to make your message
Political advertising
defamatory.
is banned through by the bylaws.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Full paid ad, vote for me, that kind of ad.
No, we can't have that.
Can't have that.
So, that's it, and,
Can't have a whole page of just.
How much could we get for it?
if somebody wants to make a
$59.
radio advertisement
We could charge
or
more.
TV advertisement for their USCF candidate, fine, they can do it. It's gonna, You have to figure how many dollars per eligible voter you're spending. You know, like me, you know, if you're Mitt Romney, who cares if you spend $100,000 per vote? Doesn't matter. You've got the money. But you know, we're not exactly going for a paid position here.
I can understand why you don't want it, but we could make a lot of money if we did sell, you know?
No,
One
we
one
don't
of
want
one of the
that.
questions that has not yet been resolved is whether candidates can use our affiliate email system for election mail.
If they pay for it, you know,
I thought the answer to that was yes.
They could pay for like
I
address.
don't know if we resolved it or not.
Well,
It used to be that when it was a very limited pool, you had 500 voting members. It was the delegates and the alternate delegates. Yes, then they would mail that out. They don't do that anymore now that it's thousands.
Oh, yeah, they do. Oh, yeah,
Do
they do.
they?
you send it all the time.
Yeah, don't forget, on the new system, you can selectively pick the guys who are registered to vote.
Yes, I mean, you're not gonna send it to 40,000,
But you're not sending it to 40,000, you're sending it to
4,000, yes, that's true. Okay, Roger.
just as a matter of interest, I did want to bring one thing up, that there were 3 states that were far and above all of the other states in percentage of their eligible voters that registered. Those 3 states were Wisconsin, Oklahoma, and Iowa. 2 of those 3 states had candidates running for the executive board.
And what was Iowa's mistake?
The 3rd state was Iowa. I, as the only delegate from Iowa, contacted all of our members who were members of our, members of our state association who voted. And those 3 states turned out to have the 3 highest percentages of registered voters voting.
Well, I mean,
And so when an effort is made, I can't attest to the effort made in Wisconsin or in Oklahoma with the 2 candidates, but I know there was tremendous interest in Oklahoma. I can't say about Wisconsin, but I know in my state, it did have a profound effect on the number of people. A large number of those people wouldn't even bother to register to vote if they had contact.
well, I mean,
And so an effort can be rewarded.
and the political parties in the national scene have get out the vote drives too. I mean, if they're, you know,
Well, I'm just pointing out that when an effort is made, you can get participation.
yeah. I mean, efforts are made nationally, efforts can be made locally. Are you warning me that Oklahoma may boil up again and have something to deal with? I think Tim saying he wants the floor very soon.
Yeah, I was gonna move to adjourn so I could take over.
All right, I will.
Move to adjourn. Do I hear a second?
Second.
But you debated the motion, you can't move here.
Okay, you got me.
All right. Another minute. Anybody have anything?
Nothing for you.
Okay, we're done. Yeah, I don't have to move to adjourn. I just announce it.
Carol?
Somebody actually playing?
We're not playing right now. Oh, yeah.
Next is TDCC.
Where we will discuss.
I'm just here for the delegates because I see.
You could register for
Oh, this is too good to be true.
Just for the microphone.
No,
I can use my inside voice and still be loud. Think about it.
Have fun.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to deal with the parking conundrum.
It is an issue.
I'm just telling you what I was told.
We're staying here, we're in the drive, so it's not a big deal.
Oh, just pay the ballot.
He did drag.
So,
We didn't pay that.
Is it really Pay-go parking lot. I haven't figured out how to actually pay for it yet. I think the answer is to buy lots of quarters.
Let me try to buy some people.
It's just TDCC. That's not Oh, Women's Workshop, that's it.
Yeah.
Oh, I said it the other way around, though. I said, have an opt-out. It's an automatic opt-out. The only way you get out is I'm telling you what. No, I think you're gonna be easier. I'm not opposed to change. And I think, was it like something the guy that
When we grow up, rather quickly.
I should be at the start of the garage.
You can see everything.
All right, hey, we're still on 4, 5, I have a reservation. I haven't seen it. It doesn't mean she's here.
By the time the sun was down by the time it hit.
What, do you want to get you guys back to town?
So my brother was going to see us in Helen, so we got yesterday.
The prices?
I got the email.
I just don't know if we have any good cards. I don't know if we have enough cards. There's a way that Meyer already figured out. You can order a salad with salmon and chicken and
If you want to go to one of the others,
You can't.
I did that.
I thought they closed the house off.
I just don't think we can.
After that, yeah. So it's still like the moon blast.
I don't know about it.
It's such a reaction.
And there's nobody else in the
Stop by a few. The last time, 37, last time was
Richard, oh, Saban.
Yeah. Yeah. It's physically important.
Are you coming to the dinner meeting? It's bylaws, but UTF is included more than 5 o'clock. We'll meet in the lobby, it'll just be in the hotel, because people do something minor return.
Yeah.
Sixth edition, without the changes you suggest.
What?
Without any
You're okay?
changes.
Yeah.
Just incorporating the stuff we already
Now, there's
have.
nobody else here from the task force who's on bylaws, I said, you all get each other $1. Is that right?
But I was trying to tell you, walk through the road, look at me, shall,
short of a great.
Sure, let me go move my car.
Yeah, he's on bylaws, and he knows about it.
yes, you do.
I haven't
Change
seen
the bylaws.
What?
Yeah, that's what's sad about
Is
it.
Revenue on the task force?
There's all-
GTN?
We should be able to do on that,
I think Deutschberg was, I didn't know. No, I've been adding
minor
revenue.
changes.
on the other end.
Not concept.
Of course, if he's here, that's an interesting point.
It wasn't one of the stronger.
Delegates didn't want to.
I would if I were you. Yeah, I would too. Alex?
If they don't want to, they make a motion.
10 hours, a lot.
He's not even 20. He doesn't qualify.
Harold, he's sitting downstairs in the lobby right now.
Okay.
Yeah, he's down there earlier.
I told you you were down there.
Plus he's playing next
He's gonna come by again about 1:15 on Friday. Right. And he's gonna be about, he's gonna be at the front door there, or the side door where.
Darwin Yang came to the day.
Bringing the kiddies.
Not playing the old.
Well, one of them. He had one with him today.
No strings. Strongest players could have won, didn't play. And the one kid played won the event.
Because we were really not gonna do it.
Washington High School.
It was one of those years. We had nothing. Then the board overturned what we did.
I didn't do a big search to see who else, but I know Dave.
No, because I actually thought you guys didn't overturn it enough.
Yeah.
Maybe they need some extra.
Yeah. So, yeah, so.
pretend like that's a 5. I watch some of the smart ones. And that's 5. Because experience.
It's not a show that today.
Someone would do that, they'd center your eye and do it.
Notice he put that last to entice people to stay.
This is,
Okay.
in case it's a change of mind, or
That's not the whole point.
give me options.
Are you here for the TDCC meeting, or are you just hanging out?
I'm here.
Okay, I'll give you the agenda.
Oh, that's our
That's 3B.
No.
No age discrimination.
Yeah, give him the form to sign up as club TD.
What do you mean? He's the youngest FTD here.
Well, it's an agenda about our.
Get Frank before I sign up with the club PD.
And what did SCC decide about age limits?
So what happens if I sign up as a club TD? Do I start all over?
I'll be glad to report that.
Yeah, we can set your rating back to 0.
I'll handle the other.
He actually decided 9. You know that.
Doesn't have that far to go.
I know.
If I look at the emails carefully,
Maybe here.
we're teetering on no. The ones who do like it, they don't know.
That'll be done category. Be easier.
Well, don't make me get up too much here. Let's see, as long as I remember. Here's the sign up sheet. We'll start with you. Kind of getting passed around. See, I have the same question this year as I have every year about the sign up sheet. Anybody know what we do with those afterwards? I mean, I have a collection or don't? No, I don't. I'm throwing them out. I gotta be honest.
I have a few.
You know, I was cleaning something out one day and I said, I have how many years worth of these? And I surprised myself.
Yeah, well, when you move, you really discover how many of them you have.
Oh, shh.
It's useful for packing.
Here we go. Am I loud enough now?
No.
Is that going to be okay for you back there, Saban? I wouldn't want to, harm the. Thank you. Being caught on film, so watch your language. It's going to be on the internet. I'm killing time because if you look at the agenda, there's not much there. Then just get done with it.
And I didn't even have an agenda.
That's because you're better than I am.
Some people
Well,
have
have you-
hours no matter what.
Have you read the TDCC report? Anybody have any questions? We only had one case this year. That's all we had to do. It was a nice slow year as opposed to some years when we banged our head against the wall. And it felt good when we stopped.
And I was chastised for giving you that case.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it was a case nobody wanted, and we ended up with it.
Still had a huge amount of emails for nothing.
TD essentially gave himself some 1-point buys, which he shouldn't have done, because you're not supposed to hand those things out like candy. And he ended up at the end of the tournament winning money because of it, and somebody was upset because he didn't get his buys that he thought he deserved because he came late to a round. Complained. Now the question is, no matter what the motivation was, should the TD be warned? Should he be thrown out of the federation? Yeah, somebody wanted to do that. There's all kinds of, yeah, the board overturned it, it doesn't matter. The guy appealed it to the board, and they overturned the part that says that we're gonna watch the guy for a year, but he's gotta give the money back. I'll give some real reservations about anybody checking up whether he gives the money back. It's not our job on the TDCC to hunt down guys to see if they gave their money back. I doubt the office will do it. Historically, they don't do things like that. Whether they should or not is another matter, but historically they don't. So I suspect that we just spun our wheels and had a lot of fun. I was in the minority this time. I thought it was just, and you probably could tell by my opening remarks, one club guy ticked off at another, and they were having the typical urinating contest. We shouldn't have even seen it. People run their clubs any way they want. Nobody won a tremendous amount of money. Nobody gave himself 1-point buys, in my opinion, just to go ahead and win money. Most of the other committee disagreed with me, adamantly. And that's okay, we voted, and I wasn't on the winning side this time, that's all. So that's not that big a deal. Mike, you look a little anxious back there.
No, I just wanted to say the board didn't overturn it, it modified it.
The board modified it, they did not overturn it. You didn't modify it enough.
It was a very close vote to
Yeah, it
completely
was.
overturning it.
And part of it hinged on the fact, as Mike pointed out, the way the TDCC report was written, which